Hello, my name is Manuel Avila, this is Eric Bernard, Gabriela Villar, and Alin Saavedra, and today we will be discussing the impact of sugar on the United States.
Our team question is, what are the overall effects of the use of sugar by the food industry in the United States?
After a thorough analysis of the political, economic, health, and historical research about how the food industry's use of sugar affects the United States, our team has concluded that the use of sugar has a negative overall effect on the country. Therefore, we believe that sugar consumption in the United States should be restricted.
However, if restrictions are placed on the amount of sugar used in food products, then sales will decrease for the food industry. For instance, large food companies such as KFC or McDonald's will be negatively impacted by these changes, leading to a detrimental effect on their value, which is harmful to the American economy.
After extensive research on the political aspects of the use of sugar by the food industry on the United States, our team has concluded that American health is highly influenced by sugar regulations placed by the American government. Also, the food industry's political power is influential because of its large economic size. This is often portrayed in nutritionist Mario Nessel's book, Food Politics, where he explains the role that the food industry's economic size has had on policy making by Congress. Finally, sugar consumption decrease can be achieved through the use of politics by applying new health taxes and regulations on the American public.
Through the analysis of sugar economics impact on the United States, we conclude that sugar impacts the economy by increasing health costs and thus decreasing work productivity. This is in part due to the proliferation of sugar-related diseases among the population. Also, sugar consumption reduction can be achieved through the use of certain marketing techniques, such as limiting the amount of food industry advertisements found on television and on the internet that is targeted toward younger audiences. The use of excise taxes on sugar-sweetened beverages such as artificially sweetened drinks, teas, and sodas will also improve American health.
Sugar caused chronic diseases often stem from childhood. As of 2014, 1 in 3 American children were overweight. Half of these, or 17% nationally, were obese. Additionally, sugar causes cardiovascular and mental illnesses, both very evident in the American population. Some of these include diabetes, obesity, and depression. Since overconsumption of sugar leads to reduced cognitive function and neuron damage, mental illnesses are very likely to occur. Decreasing the amount of sugar consumed by Americans would significantly benefit American health. As illustrated by the nutrition facts in 1 can of Coca-Cola, the daily valuing percentages for the total fat, sodium, and carbs are shown. However, with such a high presence of sugar, there should be an individual daily value percentage to raise awareness on sugar consumption.
Sugar's initial arrival and production in the U.S. is what ignited its popularity and demand that is still present in the modern era. In this image, you can see a group of slaves working in a sugar plantation, getting all the sugar cane ready to be distributed. Historically, it has also been proven that government policies have been able to regulate sugar availability to the American public. This image shows a section of the Sugar Act. Initially, the Sugar Act wanted to relieve the critical oversupply that threatens the domestic market during the Depression. Before the act was abandoned, it was able to stabilize American price of sugar and regulated its availability. Government propaganda has also had an influence on public consumption behavior by Americans. During World War I, the U.S. Food Administration was an agency responsible for administrating the U.S. and Allies' food reserves. In this image here, you can see one of the propaganda posters issued to spread the message to save sugar. In an effort to help the administration, Americans consumed less sugar, leading to a decrease in the overall American consumption of sugar.
Sugar consumption and its use by Americans must be reduced, so the number of sugar-related diseases also decrease in the American population. Therefore, the government should levy excise taxes on sugar-based products in order to ensure this, as well as adding sugar use restrictions on products, and by informing the public about health concerns through the application of more detailed sugar-related food labels. Finally, government advertisements will also help decrease sugar consumption in the United States, as it has been proven by its historical influence on American eating habits.
On a political aspect, research shows that excise taxes work, so they should be nationally implemented to decrease sugar consumption. The government should also pass new restriction laws to place a new sugar limit on food products in order to improve overall national health. In order for the food industry to adjust better to these drastic changes and minimize the effect that they have on the economy, the government needs to gradually introduce and enforce these changes. It also needs to increase sugar consumption awareness by adding daily sugar value percentages on food nutrition labels found in food products.
If sugar consumption decreases in the food industry, then health expenditures will fall since less diseases will be found among the population. As mentioned previously, this can be achieved through the introduction of sugar excise taxes, such as that in Berkeley, California in 2014, where approximately 21% of consumers seized the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages roughly 4 months after it was implemented. Better American health, resulting from sugar consumption reduction, can increase the amount of productivity in the United States. This is because of better overall health in the country, which leads to more people being eligible to work. Less government money will be spent on research for cures for the epidemic sugar-caused diseases, which is good for the American economy in general.
One of the many solutions to reduce sugar's damaging effects on American health is to implement government programs that are targeted to sugar consumers' major audience, children. Some prevention methods have already been placed, such as the Healthy Hunger-Free Act of 2010 that requires the USDA to change the food incorporated in vending machines. In 2011, over 80% of middle schools and 97% of high schools had vending machines, and this huge availability can cause unhealthy eating habits. Parents also have a huge effect on what their children eat. Encouraging a healthy diet in that household can influence a healthier lifestyle.
It has been historically proven by government propaganda efforts such as advertisements from the U.S. Department of Agriculture during World War I, and as recently as from 1970 to 1997, that through incessant propaganda emphasizing sugar, an exponential decrease in sugar consumption has been experienced. Therefore, if efforts are made by the government to advertise the removal of sugar from the American population, sugar consumption will decrease.
However, there are several limitations to our solutions. First, it is implausible to reduce sugar consumption to eliminate sugar from the food industry immediately, due to its high influence on the American economy. Also, there might be a possible social-cultural backlash from Americans due to sugar's widespread popularity in the country. Only a gradual approach to the solution can have a lasting impact on the U.S. and the food industry.
After the thorough analysis of the different lenses and limitations discussed, our group has concluded that it is feasible to solve the sugar issue in the United States by gradually dwindling sugar consumption to benefit health in the country. And these are our work cited.
Thank you. Okay, I have some questions for you. Manuel, how did, give one specific way that your thinking changed as a result of learning about Eric's findings.
Well, I didn't know originally that Eric's findings, the political aspect, would negatively impact the economy, because I thought that the economy relied on sugar. So I thought that maybe when politics came into play, the economy will fall because it relies on sugar. However, I realized that the politics influences sugar because it helps, like, the economy relies on also new debates and new campaigns based on promoting sugar-free campaigns, right? So I see that Eric's politics come into play because, like, the economy also benefits from that.
Eileen, what is a way in which your team's resolution makes you think differently about your own individual research?
Well, my research was very different to theirs since mine was historical. I had seen sugar's play in America throughout the years. So with all the research, I had noticed that some of the solutions I had come up with myself during my own research wouldn't have worked out because it would have had a negative effect on the political aspects of the sugar situation, or it would have hurt like any of the other lenses. So when we got together and we reviewed all of our research and we reviewed everything, I had noticed that most of my research and most of our research together has conflicted, so we had to come up with one solution together to really just get it right.
Okay, thank you. Eric, reflecting on your colleagues' work, which one had the greatest impact on your overall understanding of the problem your group identified?
I think that Gabby's lens had the biggest impact on my thinking and on the overall conclusion and solutions to the sugar problem in the United States, because her health is what really it's the major problem that sugar is causing, because sugar causes chronic diseases and many different illnesses in the American population. So that made me realize that the government needed to act to make this situation better by implementing different taxes and regulations to make American health better.
Okay, thank you. And Gabby, what was the strongest counter argument to the solution or conclusion your team identified and why?
The strongest counter argument was it was addressed, like it was Manuel's research, since politically, historically, and health related, we decided that sugar was bad, like there was no positive effect of it, but then we saw the negative aspects of eliminating it, which is Manuel's lens, because it would hurt the economy, but we came back from that and we realized that economically we can, the United States could come back from eliminating sugar due to our research as well.
Okay, thank you guys.